name is Jess, welcome to my channel. So quarantine has been both a good thing and a bad thing for my wallet. So I have saved a lot of money because I haven't been going out and ordering DoorDash and everything else, but I have been spending more money than usual on books. So today I'm bringing to you a quarantine book haul. This is all of the books that I have acquired during quarantine time, which is a whopping 18. So let's just get into them. I'm going to go in order from oldest acquired to newest acquired, if that makes sense. So let's just get into it. The first two books on this list I got at Target at the very beginning of quarantine. The first of those is The Midnight Lie by Marie Rutowski. This is a YA fantasy and is set in the world of Marie Rutowski's The Winners trilogy. I believe it has a female-female romance in it, and honestly it sounds great. I can't wait to get to this one. And in that same Target shopping trip, I also acquired Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. This is Cassandra Clare's newest release, also set in her Shadowhunter world. This book follows the children of the characters from the Infernal Devices series, and it is set in Edwardian London, and I am honestly so excited to get to this one. I just know I'm gonna love it. I love everything Cassandra Clare writes because I am trash for her. That's okay, we love it. Next, I got quite a few books from Book Outlet. The first of those being The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. This is an adult romance and it's enemies to lovers, office place romance. Sounds like a lot of fun. I've heard so much good things about this. Everybody on BookTube loves it and I cannot wait to get to it. I also picked up The Girl on the Train by Paula Huggins. I feel like I am one of the only people in the world who has not read this book yet. This is an adult psychological thriller following an unreliable narrator who I believe watches somebody be murdered, and we're not sure whether she's just seeing things or whether this actually happened. I also picked up As Many Nows as I Can Get by Shauna Youngdow. This is a YA contemporary. This follows these two overachieving characters who have an intense and impulsive romance the summer before they go to college. I've heard that this is actually quite dark and is quite hard-hitting of a contemporary. It's not really a light, fluffy romance. This cover is so beautiful and I hope the story inside is just as beautiful and I can't wait to get to it. Next, I have Girls on the Verge by Sharon Briggs Waller. This is a quite short book. It is a YA hard-hitting contemporary again. This one follows a girl who gets pregnant while in high school. I believe her parents are very strict, so she can't ask them for help, and her best friend also doesn't agree with the decision she makes, so she has to get support somewhere else. And I believe that her and her best friend and this other girl go on this journey and become closer, form friendships, and learn a lot about themselves. I also picked up Always Never Yours by Emily Weberly and Austin Sigmund Broca. This is a YA contemporary romance following our main character Megan, who has this problem where every boy she dates right before they end up falling for the girl of their dreams. So she's always the one right before their true love. She's kind of just come to accept this and doesn't really believe true love is possible in her own life, but when she meets this boy Owen through her school's production of Romeo and Juliet, I think hopefully he starts to convince her that true love might be possible for her. And it sounds really cute and I'm very excited to get to this one. I really loved Emily and Austin's other book, if I'm being honest. I really enjoyed it way more than I thought I was going to, so I hope it's the same for this one. From Book Outlet, I also picked up The Whisper Man by Alex North. I believe that this is an adult thriller / horror novel, and it follows this man and his young son who moved to this new town after the death of his wife / his mom, just to get a fresh start. This town has quite a history. It had a serial killer called the Whisper Man who would lure victims out of their homes by whispering into their windows at night. And just as the dad and his son are settling into this town, a young boy goes missing and rumors of the Whisper Man kind of start to resurface. And it sounds really creepy and eerie and I cannot wait to get to this one. Lastly, from Book Outlet, I picked up Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. This is a YA fantasy following a girl named Elizabeth who works in this library, and I think a crime is committed in this library and she is accused and she has to go to the Capitol to kind of prove her innocence. This world seems to be filled with magic and monsters and it sounds really cool and exciting and I've heard pretty good things. Can't wait to get to this one either. Next, I got two books from Book of the Month this month, and this is my first month ever using Book of the Month and I am really happy and really excited that I finally decided to sign up. If you have yet to sign up either, I definitely would recommend, and if you would like to get your first book for only $9.99, definitely click the link down in my bio below. It is a good deal. You get a discount, I get a discount, everybody wins. So my two picks for my May box were Beach Read by Emily Henry. This is an adult contemporary romance following these two authors who are both away at a writer's retreat at the beach, and he writes literary fiction and she writes romance, but they both have kind of a writer's block going on, so they decide to swap genres. She's going to write literary fiction and he's going to write romance, and they are going to see if they can overcome this writer's block, and also along the way I think they fall in love. This is also our June pick for the Page Turner Book Club, and you can find a link to our Instagram down in the description down below, and so definitely check out the description if you are interested in reading along with us. And then my add-on for May was No Exit by Taylor Adams. This is an adult mystery thriller. It follows this girl named Darby who gets stuck in a snowstorm, and she and a couple other people are snowed in at this gas station waiting for the storm to pass. And while she goes out to get something from her car, the car parked next to her has a child in a cage in it, and so she has to figure out which of her companions is trafficking children and what they are doing and how she can save this child. And this just sounds really intense and really good, and I love like true crime and weird stuff like this, so I'm very excited to get to this one. Final 6 books are books that I acquired from Amazon because I just can't help myself, basically. So the first is Bunny by Mona Awad. I bought this book because Rain over at Brews and Vines is doing a readathon of it this month, and I just really wanted to participate because I've had this book on my radar for quite a while, and I'm very excited to read along with them. This is I think it's like an adult, maybe a new adult kind of age range, contemporary literary fiction type of thing. Follows this girl who goes to this college, I believe, and she meets this group of girls that call each other Bunny, and I think they're kind of in like a cult-esque situation, and like weird starts to happen, and I think it's just gonna be a crazy ride, and I cannot wait to read, and I can't wait to hear what Rain and everybody else in the readathon thinks of this book. And I also got Birthday by Meredith Russo. This is a YA contemporary following these two characters who have been friends forever. They became friends because they were actually born on the very same day, so they share a birthday. Things are kind of starting to change in their relationship as Morgan has come out as transgender, and I believe this is just a story about family and friendships and maybe a little bit of romance, and it just sounds really good. I love a good queer contemporary, so I can't wait to get to this one either. So a couple weeks ago I read The Cruel Prince by Holly Black in my Reading Chandler Ainsley's favorite books video. Check that out if you haven't seen it, but I really loved The Cruel Prince, so I decided to pick up the rest of the series from Amazon. So I've got the second book, The Wicked King, and the third book, The Queen of Nothing. So the Folk of Air trilogy follows Jude, who is a human being raised in the land of fairy, and because she's mortal she is kind of looked down upon by all the fairies, but she's trying to find her place in fairy because that's all she's ever known, and she's honestly just a really bad fun female lead, so I can't wait to see what she gets up to in the next 2 books. These are actually like quite thinner than I thought they were going to be. They're only both just a little over 300 pages, but we love a short book. We love something that's quick to get through, so I cannot wait to see what happens. And I also picked up the first 2 books in the Aurora Cycle series by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, who are the authors of the Illuminae Files. The first book is called Aurora Rising, the second book is called Aurora Burning. This one just very recently came out. This is a YA sci-fi series following a ragtag band of misfits as they go on space missions. I believe they find this girl named Aurora who has been in a cryo chamber for like 200 years or something, and she's very out of her element. They've got to figure out what to do with her and what she means. I don't really know. It sounds really cool. I absolutely love the Illuminae Files to death, and I didn't realize it, but these also have some like mixed media stuff in them too, just like the Illuminae Files, so I am really pumped to read these. And then I don't have this physically yet, but it's supposed to be here tomorrow, so I figured I'd just throw it in here since I'm filming anyway. But I ordered Fence by C.S. Pacat, which is a graphic novel series, and this first book follows this boy who is sent to this all-boys boarding school, I believe, and he's a fencer. I don't really know what happens. I think he like learns about team and friendships, and hopefully there's some romance in it. Yeah, I'm very excited to read this one. I've had this on my radar forever, and I finally decided to just bite the bullet and order it. I think I probably will read it for the Queer Lit Readathon in a couple weeks. Excited for that too. So that is all the books I've acquired in quarantine. It is very much way too many, but we love it. I've been reading like 25 books a month anyway, so I'm not mad about it. I'm not. Buying books is always a very good use of money, if we're being honest here. So that is my book haul. I very much hope you enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching. All relevant links will be in the description down below, including all the books mentioned. And yeah, thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. I wonder if I can lift all these up. Do you think so? Probably shouldn't even try. I'm not gonna try.